to move a little bit forward. Okay. Hola, hola. Hello, Julie. Kylie's here. Cindy is here. Cynthia. Hello, Cindy in Melbourne. How are you doing, darling? How's everything going? Thank you so much. Justine is here from New Zealand. Hello. How are you? Ladies, thank you so much for joining me today. Super special date, and I cannot tell you how excited I am. So I had this idea in mind of having coffee with people and really important guests that are relevant for the Carolina Lifestyle family. And then I put it out there and I said to the lovely Nat Angel from Let Me Try Before You Buy if she would like to come and join me for coffee and then just to have a chat. So she kindly said yes, and I am really excited about having her here. We want to talk about positive things. So any questions, just pop them here, and I'm sure that we will be able to answer you. I'm watching from my desk at work. Okay, well, it's just a little excuse to have coffee and have a little break. So let's invite her and let's start just chatting and having a good time together. Let me see. Also, be with me. This is the first time that I do this. So there we go. Hello. What's the the new olive bag? Yes, we have lots.
Hola, Carolina!
Hola, my lovely lady.
How are you, babe?
Everyone was laughing. I need to adjust my camera here. There we go. There, can you see me there?
Yeah, babe, you're doing well. You're doing so well, Carolina, with all your camera work, babe. All your try-ons.
Getting there. There in my life, I thought that I was going to end it up with this broken English, doing videos live. So thank you, Natalie, for the encouragement.
It's like every time when Carolina first started her lives, I was like, Carolina, you got to make love to the camera, Carolina. You got to look in the camera, babe. You got to do it. And it's been so great for me, babe, to watch your confidence grow, my gorgeous girl, because it's what I want, Carolina, is I want to become redundant. Okay, so I want all my brands.
No.
Hang on, babe. I haven't finished. I do. I want to become redundant because I want my brands to connect and talk to their customers and engage with their customers because, and you're doing such a good job of it, babe. You're doing great.
I think I feel so humble. Thank you so much for the nice words. But I feel very lucky that I had such a good teacher.
I don't know about that, babe. That's
such a patient teacher. And halfway through the whole thing, I found out that Natalie actually speaks a little bit of Spanish. And I was like, how come I didn't know this before?
I don't. I spent, did I ever tell you I spent a year in Spain?
Yes.
Did I tell you that?
A little bit. Tell us about it.
So when I was in my early 20s, I think I was in my early 20s, I met this girl who had just returned from living in Spain with an English couple who hired Australian girls to be the nanny of their 3 Jack Russell dogs.
Well, lucky
and
dog.
So, yeah, Jack Russell puppies, like Jack Russell dogs. And so I took that job. So I lived in Spain for 12 months. And yeah, it was a great experience, babe, but I can't remember any Spanish now.
Which part of Spain?
It was in between Algeciras and Gibraltar. So it was right down on the Costa del Sol of Spain.
Oh, nice. How beautiful is that?
It was beautiful, babe. It was beautiful.
That's really nice. Actually, that takes me to my first question. What is your favorite holiday destination and your dream holiday destination? I make you think that.
Do you know what, babe? Do you know what I was thinking about? Because, and I don't know if it's changed now because I'm a mum, babe. I don't know if it's changed because I've done so much traveling. I've traveled more internationally than I have around Australia.
Yeah.
So I've spent so much time overseas, but I don't, this is the thing, babe. Like for me, a holiday is being with my husband and my son.
Yeah.
And just being in the sun.
Nice.
That's it.
That's it. Relaxing.
That's it, babe. And where you don't have to, see now with a small child, anytime if I don't have to catch a plane, that's a good thing for me.
How less stressful. Actually, but coming from someone that to have a holiday travels 40 hours on a plane, I don't know. I don't know. It is not very stressful, but that not apply to me.
But you know what, babe? I was talking to Neil. For everyone watching, Neil is Mr. Let Me Try Before You Buy. Yeah. I was talking to Neil and I'm like, because I would love to go. Can I just be really honest with you, babe? I would never go to Colombia because it scares me. Like I don't, and I think that that is ignorant of me.
Yeah.
But I have this, like, I might get kidnapped or something if I go to Colombia.
Watching too much Narcos.
Which I love that TV show, babe. But you know what, babe? When we can, I would love to go with you.
We will change that. Yeah, we will do it. And once things go slowly back to normal, because I have to say, look, I'm a little bit, I cannot be very objective because obviously I adore the place. It's where I was born, where I was raised. And it really hurts me how the media portrayed. Look, it's not perfect, and do not get me wrong. It is not perfect. But, hey, I've been through many other places in the world. And they're not the safest either, but this stigma about Colombia and about all the bad things about it, which I found it really confronting, because the most beautiful thing about Colombia, and I'm thinking now actually at my husband's experience, the people, the food, and the hospitality. But no, the hospitality, when I use that word, what I mean is how everyone wants to feel welcome. It is a party. It is one of the happiest places in the world. Plus, you have the most beautiful sceneries. So I'm gonna that's gonna be another challenge. So my first challenge was to do the videos. The second challenge is that I'm gonna get you there. But then my third challenge is gonna be to get you out of there.
I'm probably going, because you know what? I want to meet your mum, Gloria. So if Gloria watches this, hello, beautiful Gloria. And I also want to meet your beautiful artisans, babe, because I don't know if they, because when I'm filming for you, babe, and I'm showing your leather, in my heart, I'm trying to put through my eyes to your artisans, because I don't know if they watch my videos or not. Because you know how I talk about the quality of your leather?
Some of them are watching because they asked me, and I said, I cannot talk. So, and Juanita speaks fluent English. She works with me. It's a very good friend of mine. She translates everything for them. So they get it. They
cool.
Get it.
So anyway, because what I'm doing when I'm filming for you and I'm touching your leather and I'm like, I'm like really looking in the camera, babe, and I'm talking about, I can feel the love. I'm actually not talking to my follower. I'm talking to your artisans, and I hope that they feel that, because I can feel it, babe. Like I can feel it. I'm like, So anyway, I just like, it's beautiful. It's beautiful, babe. So yeah, I'm talking to your beautiful artisans when I'm talking about your leather, babe. I'm like, I'm intensely looking in the camera.
And I'm sure they're looking you back saying like, yes, Nat, get us. They're fantastic. They're definitely part. When I look at our products, and as I said, most of the range is made in Colombia. One of the things that I love the most is the sole. Like,
yes.
We have, because it's been for like 10 years now that we've been going, the leather, just to give you an example, the leather side of things. So I know pretty much who is in charge of each little department. You know, clutches, belts, jackets. Thank you, Natalie. Jackets. It's not perfect in there if we get in there with our jackets. So it's all those little things, and I can feel them. You know, from the product, from the way the product is finished to their ideas, to, you know, it's one of the things that, you know, with everything going on, I miss them a lot. I spent
I bet you do, babe.
And you know,
Because how many times a year do you normally go over there, babe?
2 and sometimes 3. 2,
Yeah.
definitely. But it's something about energy, because even when I took Sebastian, my little son, that the kid loves to spend time there, and you know, the people around it. Anyway, it's a beautiful part of the world, and I can't wait for you, Neil and Wolby, to go there. That's gonna be my 3rd challenge, to get you back here.
We'll come, babe. We'll come. I can't wait.
So in terms of like holiday, like dream destination, where do you want to go?
I've always wanted to go to the Maldives. I do want to go there.
Which goes perfectly well with like sunbaking and just relaxing.
Just relaxing, babe. I'm in that zone. Yeah, just relaxing. Because Carolina, I get really tired with my filming. So it's kind of when I have my holidays, and I have quite big holiday periods, it's all I want to do, babe. It's all I want to do.
What do you do? So tell us a little bit about, we all look at you and we go far out, including me. She's just so amazing, because the way you show every different style, and I'm not talking only for my brand, you know, you have all these different brands that we do trust you to showcase all our different pieces. You must be exhausted at the end of the day, because obviously you are showing everything in detail as much as you can. And what do you do to relax on a normal weekend? What does Natalie Angel, how do you relax? Or the life of a small, the life of a business owner.
I watch random YouTube videos.
Really?
Yeah. At the moment, there's 2 things that I'm watching at the moment. I'm trying to learn about women from different backgrounds. So I'm watching, this is so random, Carolina. I'm watching YouTube videos for African American women with how they do their hair.
Oh, wow.
I had no idea how different their hair was, and the process of what they need to go through to style their hair.
Wow.
It's unbelievable. It's amazing. So anyway, I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to understand every woman's experience, because what I take for granted, like with having white woman's hair, is so different to other. So that's something that I watch a lot of. And then the other thing that I'm watching is Friends, reruns of Friends.
How good is that?
Well, it's like, I don't know about you, babe, but I just like to go somewhere completely different, because my mind is very busy.
Yeah.
My mind gets very busy. So it's very weird things that I watch to get peaceful in my mind.
I actually watch things in Spanish. I don't have to. It's like one time of the day that I don't have to do a lot of thinking. Like everything comes so naturally to me.
But that's the thing, because when we were together, when I came to your stores to do that beautiful event with your stores, I was thinking about like how your brain, like it's amazing to me, because guys, if you see Carolina and I, we spent a lot of time in the car together when I was doing appearances at her store. And seriously, it was like Carolina and I together in the car. And then I was thinking about it. I'm like, you're translating. So you're having to listen to me, translating to Spanish, respond in Spanish, and then translate into English. And you didn't miss a beat, babe.
But sometimes people forget about it. And you know what the tricky thing with it is? That not so much the translating, because I'm used to it. It comes now kind of like naturally. But that I only have one way of saying things. Sometimes it's just too direct, and it's just like, oh, I probably should sound like I probably in Spanish I have like multiple options, and also in my culture we go around and around until we get to the point. Well, here it's a little bit different.
It's very direct. It's very direct here, isn't it?
Sometimes I do get home, and Jamie, my husband, he's from New Zealand. I do speak Spanish to the kids, but sometimes I get home and my brain and my tongue hurt. I'm just, I just think like, Dina, but these kids, and then I just can't lie. Thanks, but hey, I think that one thing that probably, and this is actually a topic that I would love to talk to you about, and we both feel the same. We both love what we do. And, you know, I know that is that phrase that says, find what you love to do and then you don't have to work at that in your life. But if there is something that I pray for my kids, is for them to finding what they feel passionate about. Because
yeah, but it's very because the thing is, this is an interesting thing with women in business, and I really like talking about this with you, because it's, people look at the end result. So they look at my account now, the end result, and they're like, oh, you know, how, you know, that's what I want to be. And it's the same with your business, babe, like a successful fashion business or lifestyle business.
Correct. And they go,
it's been a long road. Do you know what I mean? Like it's but the thing is that, yes, you know, it's hard. It's hard. Like, it was lonely for me to start with, and brands wouldn't have anything to do with me to start with. And, you know, it was hard and lonely. Do you know what I mean? And I'm sure that it was the same for you, you know?
I completely, trade shows wouldn't even allow me to be part of them. 3 years. I had to rock up to the head office and I said, just give me the answer. So I know what do I need to change. So yeah. I have places and go around Australia and get independent stores to, yeah, I totally know what you mean. It is a hard road.
Yeah, but it's worth it. And that's the thing. It's kind of, it's having the, you know, with what I do, I knew I wanted to be different. And so that was I wanted to be different. I wanted to be focused on the end consumer, not on the needs of the brand. Okay. As much as you know, you and I talk about this all the time. It's, you know, I've got to answer their questions because I want them to purchase with confidence. And so it was a long, hard slog, babe. A long, hard slog. But it's, but everything that I'm so proud of, Carolina, and it's my policy with all of you and I talk about it all the time. I talk about it with all my brands, is when I do business, everyone's got to win. So my follower has to win, you have to win, and I win. And I love the fact that I'm demonstrating in Australian fashion that telling the truth, okay, focusing on the needs of the customer, it drives successful business and everyone's happy.
And there is a two-way relationship. It is a two-way relationship. Yeah, I think that's when it comes to values, I think that you and I are totally aligned on that one. Yeah. You know, the relationship has evolved so nicely is because we both believe that, you know, the customer needs, like, if the company does well, the customer also feels that they're doing well, they will come back. Naturally, they will come back. Yeah. And I also think that, I don't know, I would be interested in hearing to your thoughts about this. I feel that it just, you make real, and I do take this from my mom because she repeats this to me about you every second day. She just makes it real, you know. She makes me feel confident, like if she wears it, I can wear it, you know. And she has a completely body shape and body size compared to me. But that I think that the way marketing is going, and people want to feel, they want to see themselves that they can do it, like they want to feel empowered. If I hope that
Yeah, I think what the Australian consumer, the Australian female consumer wants is a better representation of themselves in marketing. So I'm very passionate about this, Carolina.
Yeah.
Like massively passionate about this. It it's beyond me how fashion marketing hasn't changed in Australia for decades.
Yeah.
And there's no worse feeling, babe. I don't know about you, but for me, there's no worse feeling than feeling left out or ignored.
Mm-hmm.
And such a huge proportion of Australian women, which is 35 plus, are left out of being represented in fashion marketing. And that offends me. It
Mm-hmm.
irritates
Yeah.
me, and it's wrong. And
Yeah.
so that is why it's the most important thing for me when I'm filming is that women feel welcome on my feed. They feel welcome.
Mm-hmm.
So I want them, that's why I do such a broad mix of brands, such a broad mix of price points.
Because it's inclusive.
Yes.
Everyone that they belong, and it is a real community. People are craving that, like that sense of community, that they belong, and that they can see themselves doing it as well easily.
Yeah, it's really, but there's a lot of snobbery, babe, in fashion, in Australian fashion. There's a lot of snobbery, I find. And it's kind of, I really enjoy, women and how they spend money. Their disposable income over time changes. So what I feel that, how women spend their money changes over time. So when, if they're saving for a house, or if they've got a newborn baby, or, whatever's happened, their fashion, their disposable income will change. And then also depending on where they live. So a lady who lives in the cooler climates will spend more on winter garments than say somebody who lives in a warmer climate. She'll spend less on winter garments, but more on spring and summer. So it's this, I feel that Australian fashion tries to pigeonhole women into, that's, she spends that, or they spend that. It's not the case.
It's not the case.
It's no, because Australian women, I feel, will have diversity in their wardrobe around where they spend their money and how they spend their money. So it's, I think that my feed demonstrates that. It's like, because every video, every brand is successful no matter what the price point. Because your price point is very, sort of mid to high range, Carolina, but in your leather and your shoes. But then some of your, like the beautiful Anna Cami, this is a great garment. This is a great price point. So it's interesting.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I think that when you touch there, and probably one of the groups that I really relate to is that 35 plus, okay? So you're going through all these changes in your life. You just had kids.
Yeah.
You just had kids. And basically you're just rediscovering your body.
Yes.
You're going through all this change, financially, because the priorities do change when you have kids.
They
do. And then apart from that, let's just don't kid ourselves. We look at the mirror, and then it is a process. And thank you, Natalie, because you've been helping me a lot through this. And you look at yourself in the mirror and things change. And you need to start a process, rediscovering yourself and what works and what doesn't work, and make that a enjoyable experience as well. But if you don't feel, if the brands are not showing you that, basically what happens is you feel that you don't belong.
That's exactly it, babe.
You feel that you don't belong. I'm too different to what they're showing there. So look, I know it's hard. I know it's hard for brands, because to incorporate every single body shape, we do our best. And I know that we probably only like 20% to where we actually want to be with it.
I think you're a little bit further along with that, Carolina. I think that you should be very proud of how responsive you are to feedback. So, like you and I have had so many conversations, babe, around, garments, and, we always talk, after I film for Carolina, we talk, and I talk to her about things, and, you've been very receptive around arm allowance.
Yeah.
Arm allowance has been a big thing that you've done a lot of adjustment within your brand, and that's fantastic.
But I'm going to let you into a little secret there. We use, which is actually, and literally I never thought about, I knew this, but I haven't communicated this to you, especially for the sizes XXL or large, extra large, because in a lot of, for some of the followers that are just joining, during since I started working with Natalie, we have extended our size range, and then both sides of it. So now in a lot of the styles, we have extra small, which we didn't have before, and also large, extra large, and XXL. So you know who we use as models? A lot of our own artisans. So real women put it on, and then, it's people that I know their size for a long time, and then now, it just makes it true, makes it real, and it makes it, and they also feel included. It's kind of like it goes full circle.
Yeah, it's so good, babe. It's so good.
So, I'm gonna give you an example. The leather jackets, every single panel is hand cutted. They have to sew one by one. It takes a long time, but the woman that actually coordinates the whole team, Blanca, she is size large, extra large. So she could not be happier that we're actually doing and promoting something that she can feel comfortably, because the fashion over there in Colombia is very different to anything else. So it's different. So yeah, I think that we're doing something quite special. And you know what? I think that with everything going on at the moment, I think that is where the opportunity comes for small retailers and for small independent stores and, businesses like mine, to listen to the customer and adapt to what you can read that they want.
I think so. Well, then it's because the thing is about fashion and the thing is like, I want you to be successful. I want you to sell out. I want you to do amazingly well, because the byproduct of you being successful and having huge amounts of sales from my videos is you hire more staff. More than likely that will be female staff. You've got happier customers, and then you're incentivized to design more garments that suit, Australian women. Like it's simple, and it's so great, Carolina.
It's very simple. People want to feel that they're part of a community. People feel that they're included, yes, that they heard. So yeah, it is very simple, and I'm very, very grateful that we have managed to work on that together. And it's been, it's two ways. Again, you passing up the feedback, us putting new product out there. What do you think? What's the feedback? It is good. No, do we have to fine tune here or there until we get to a point in which, we're very comfortable.
What's the next question, babe?
Look at it. I have a whole list of questions. So, let me just go through them. Danny says, do you plan your outfits for the week, or do you decide on the day?
I decide on the day for my, was her name Danny?
Danny, yeah.
Yeah, hi Danny. I decide on the day, and then often I'll get changed because we're coming into spring, summer. I live on the Sunshine Coast in Queensland, and it's starting to warm up. So what I wear in the mornings, I normally put a singlet on underneath, a bamboo singlet, and then I take that off during the day. But most days I'm getting changed. Thank you. So many times, babe. So many times. So no, I don't plan my outfits.
And there is another question here that relates to that one from Kay, and she's asking me, she's asking you, when do you transition from boots to shoes? That's a really good question, because I keep asking myself, I never know what to. But now it's
I think now I think we're in August now, which is the last winter month. I think now will be probably our last boot season. So I'm noticing now, Carolina's spring, summer, like winter's pretty much over now. It's all spring, summer collections. Everything I'm filming is spring, summer. So your boots, babe, I've got drawers full of Carolina boots.
That is an easy change. We will be sending you all our summer shoes very quickly. One.
But having said that, babe, hang on. Having said that, what have we got here? Hang on. Hang on. Hang on.
What are you going to show us?
So with Carolina's boots, I'd probably be wearing these. These are more winter tones.
Yeah.
So I would be sitting now. These are beautiful to transition into spring.
Just the colors are so beautiful. Like
they're so beautiful, Carolina. Do you know what I mean?
And they're very, very comfortable as well.
They're gorgeous. So these will transition. So it depends. If you've got the lighter colored, these beautiful boots. I love these boots. Carolina, we need flat boots for next winter, babe.
I know. Yeah, to you and all the ladies following, please. I know. Don't start. You're gonna send comments here. I know. To Maria, that is the one that coordinates all the boots for us, and she's already working very hard on our next range of boots. But I can tell you something. I am over the moon with our footwear for spring, summer. It's gonna be amazing, comfortable. The colors, one of the things that I love about our range is that you can wear our pieces in a few different ways. And I think that for this season, we're going to see that with the shoes, which makes me very, very, very happy.
So I'm wearing these today, babe.
Sorry?
I'm wearing these now.
They're in stock, and it is the first time that we release shoes, spring shoes, in August. And they're flying out the door.
Does everyone downsize, or is it just me?
Think? Just you. Yeah. Just you. It doesn't matter. That's the beauty of that shoe, because it's open at the back and it's straight. So is very forgiving in terms of sizing, but they are in stock now in all the colors. And now that we're talking fashion, tell me your top 5 things to keep in mind now. That we're gonna start changing season. So if you're spending a little bit of time at home and you want something to do, what are the key things to keep in mind when transitioning into spring?
I think that now, so at the moment, I'm currently going through my wardrobes, my home wardrobe and my styling wardrobes that I use for work. So I'm now starting to look at, I'm transitioning into springtime. So now's the time that we need to go through our wardrobes and look at what are we going to, because now's that awkward time of the year. It's starting to warm up. So I would be getting all of your bigger, heavier coats dry cleaned and packed away nicely so they can be packed away. Get them out of your wardrobe, put them in those beautiful vacuum pack bags and put them under your bed, in the garage, wherever they need to go, so they're clean and ready for next winter. And start looking at what were your, this is what I've been doing, babe, is I've been looking at what did I wear last spring, summer? What did I like last spring, summer? And I'm thinking about, am I wanting to change my look, or am I going for the same looks? Has my size changed? So it's just kind of thinking about what worked on my body and what am I hoping to achieve for spring, summer this year. So, but cleaning out the wardrobe is really important. Getting rid of all those big, bulky winter items, put them away, and then you can display your garments so you can see them. Do you know what I mean?
What do you have there? Because I don't know, sometimes now that we're not traveling, but sometimes when you're traveling and you get things and you really love them when you get them, but then you forget about them. And then when you're carrying things come back to life and you go, look at this. So you kind of like, and kind of start to rebuild again.
I think as well, because it's really important, because what I do as an avid shopper, and especially an online shopper, that's what started my whole account, was you forget what you've got. So the amount of times I've bought two of exactly the same thing, Carolina, because I'd forgotten that I owned it.
And you didn't want it.
Yeah. So it's kind of like going through trying everything on, you know, trying on your basics. Does it fit? Is it stained? Does it have holes in it? Is it too big? Is it too small? Or is it good to wear? You know,
Right.
so it's kind of just cleaning out, and then you've got a good shopping list for what you need, so that you're buying with confidence and you're buying something that you're going to wear and that you want and that will work in your wardrobe.
And that takes me to my next question, that literally 15 people ask about the same thing. We want to know your about online shopping.
Okay.
So what do you think that we have to keep in mind? Because a lot of people go into online shopping and they're confident, they're ready to go, they saw something on Instagram, and then when they go into the website, kind of like everything falls apart. Or they're a little bit hesitant. Just tell me what, how you do it, what would you recommend? Just take us to the process.
I think that the most important thing is to remember that you're the boss with online shopping. So I think that, but there's also that we need to take responsibility for our own needs, our own styling preferences. So I always talk about measurements. I don't care what size you are. And neither does the brands, to be honest, because every brand, there's no standard sizing in Australia. So so your size is kind of irrelevant, but to know your measurements is key. And so, Carolina, you and you've started adopting putting measurements on your website, which I was hounding you for a long time.
To Anita on that one, because she has to put a lot of hours to get it done.
I know. And I'm so grateful, Carolina, because, but then what I need to do is I need to appeal to my followers and go, you need to look at those measurements. You need to measure your bust. You need to measure your bust and go, okay, well, I'm 108 centimeters. The size medium to large is 112. So then move the measuring tape to 112 and feel how that feels on your bust. Is that the volume that I want? Or should I upsize if I'm wanting a little more volume? So then look at the bust measurement for the large to extra large. Move your measuring tape to that measurement and move that around your bust. Is that more the fit that I'm going for with this particular top? So the more control that women have and take responsibility, take ownership, you'll have so much better success, so much more success with that. And I think that that's really important. And that's why I talk about a lot. I go to so much effort with sizing on my videos. It's really interesting actually how many women they'll message me. I get so many messages about like your brand, Carolina, about all my brands, but a lot about your brand around sizing. It's like, what size should I buy? And it's like, well,
And we also have a lot of that are a shared size. And, now that I'm doing the videos and stuff, I am probably a size 8, 10, but I change sizes because I like things to be oversized, but that is
You do, Carolina.
Oh, I do. And I don't know if that's good or not. But I also find myself replying to people saying, look at my measurements, but keep in mind that I look, like this is generous on me. I can fit, I like, and a lot of the things I wear, for example, a medium large, but because I like oversized, I like room, I like to move, and also because I have the kids. So I don't want to worry about what I'm wearing. But yeah, I think that, don't you think that also, it comes to personal choice as well? If you like it a little bit more tailored, if you like it a little bit more oversized, getting to know yourself on that department will help as well.
I think so, because that's why I talk about in my videos, because you often send me 2 sizes. You'll often send me the medium to large and the large to extra large. And so, and my styling preferences, and that's why I talk about, I say it like a broken record, I like a slim fit. So I have chosen to downsize. So, it's kind of, and I think that, and I hope that women will think about that. So it's more about because I just want women to feel powerful because they are so powerful. They're so powerful. And it's like, so I want them coming into the online transaction going, I'm coming into Carolina's website. I'm looking for workwear tops. Mm-hmm. So because I'm looking for workwear tops, I'm looking for a high neckline. I'm looking for, I don't want to be fussing and, you know, they might think about, you know, what sort of blouse or room that they're wanting with the garment, and they visualize how they want to look. Okay. And then shop to that visualization.
Yeah, that's fantastic advice. That is fantastic advice. Yeah, that will really, really, really help them. So let me just go through a little bit of the questions here. I love this one. Is your wardrobe tidy or messy, and how big it is? Well, I guess it's really big because you have two. Look, she's showing us.
So it's a little bit clean, a little bit messy. So I have 1, 2, 3. So I have 4 banks of wardrobes here. Let me show you, babe. Let me move this around. Hang on. So this is just one. Yeah. So this is where all of my my styling garments sit. And so these are IKEA. And these drawers here are all filled with my shoes in here. And then everything's hanging up. So this is what I'm going through at the moment, is kind of, so which garments of these are going to stay into the spring, summer months, and which are going to be stored away for next winter. So it's a bit of a mixed bag. Like there's some things here that, you know, random things, you know, kind of in here. I go, okay.
Do you color coordinate things or you don't bother? Do you?
Yeah, I do in this other cupboard, which I don't know if you'll be able to see that. Let's see, hang on. I don't think you'll be able to see in this one. This is my blouses. So you probably can't see, babe. They're color coded. Yeah. But I've got all my singlets are all together.
Ladies,
so go.
Ladies, that's the Anna Kami. Yes.
The number one.
Yeah. How good is that trick? That Nat, I love the trick of putting them all together in the same hanger.
Yeah. It's got to be all together. Don't you do that?
I love it. Love it. Yeah, I don't mind like that. Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
You don't do that, babe. Yeah,
you're gonna love the
together because I wear them all the time.
Oh, fantastic! That's such a good thing.
And then so shoes in drawers is the best thing ever.
And
shoes in drawers.
I have another question here.
Babe.
What is your
distracted?
Yeah. Your favorite purchase of all times? Hands down, what's been like the favorite thing you ever bought? I love this when I
I need to think about this, man. I need to think about this. I'm trying to think what's been in my... Oh, okay. Yeah, I can answer this. Babe.
That was Tanya. That question was one of the followers. Tanya Corradi. And she... Oh, the boots. Yes.
The famous boots.
Yes. They are the famous... Yes.
Famous boots that I get asked about every day. So yeah, with so it's the purchases, I think these are 10 years old.
Wow.
Yeah.
And is the elastic, they're the elasticated
and they're
one.
fully elasticated at the back, and this is the key thing. You know, and they're just beautiful. So it's kind of, it's the purchases where sorry, Carolina.
Oh, please.
It's the purchases where I've invested but they're still in my wardrobe that make me the happiest.
Correct, because you get so much wear and joy out of them, and they're still relevant 10 years after. How
Yeah.
good is, how
Yeah,
good is
but
that?
I was strategic in the color choices there, Carolina. So I've only got 3 pairs of knee-high boots, and they're over the knee, and that's crucial for a curvy woman. I feel that the boot has to be over the knee, not under the knee. So slimmer women can wear boots under the knee that finish just below the knee. But if you're curvy, in my opinion, it needs to be above the knee. But I was strategic with my color choices. I've got a navy, a taupe, and a black.
Yeah,
and they're all
fantastic.
You know, so, yeah. And so I was very strategic in the choices that I made with that, and they've stood the test of time. Yeah, so very good.
So I have another question here, which let's just, the ladies want inspiration to go into a party. What is your ultimate outfit? So what is your ultimate outfit? What do you feel like with this? I cannot go wrong.
I think, if I'm honest, sequins, Carolina. Sequins or beautiful statement earrings. Like, I think you need that one. But do you know what else, Carolina? It's just be comfortable. Always. So always. There's this thing with female fashion that we have to be uncomfortable to be beautiful. I completely disagree with that. Completely disagree. The more comfortable you are, that comes through, you know, a woman when she's comfortable, because then she's relaxed.
Yeah. It is like, it's very similar to, I remember an old boss of mine, which I was very happy, I was very lucky. I always had really, really nice bosses. But she used to say to me, confidence comes with age. Just wait, confidence will come. And it is, you know, it's nothing more attractive than being confident. And when you walk into a party, doesn't matter what you're wearing, if you're rocking it, if you feel that you look, if you feel amazing, people will see that. People feel that. It's like energy. I mean, well, I believe in energy. Energy,
absolutely.
And you will just show that, and you know, saying that out.
Yeah.
And how, when you get on a plane, that's another question here. When you get on a plane, how do you normally travel?
You might get a different answer if you speak to my husband. I've learned to just to keep it simple. It simple. But I think that comes with having a child. I just I prioritize, and this is going to sound really weird, Carolina.
Yeah.
But one of the biggest lessons that I've had in life is prioritizing my own happiness has benefited my whole family, not just me. So sacrificing myself for my son, or sacrificing myself for my husband, it doesn't pay off, babe, for anyone.
For anyone.
So
you need to be able to feel happy with others.
Yes.
And to be the best version of yourself as well.
Yes. So I actually now, it sounds really weird, and I should research it because it sounds awful, but I prioritize my own happiness. I prioritize, you know, being content and happy and feeling in control, because that's an important feeling for me, that I feel that I'm where I want to be, doing what I want, where I want, with who I want, and it's of my own will, and it's my desire to be there. It's changed my life. Comes with
age as well.
Well, this is the thing, babe. I think everyone talks to me about, oh, I used to look like this, or I used to do this, or I used to do that, and I'm like, I'm looking forward to getting older. Like, I'm like, it looks bloody good to me. It's, you know, it's.
No, and it's, you know, I think that one of the most amazing, probably because this year is not, we haven't had a lot of traveling, and it's been a lot of reflection time going on. I think that is one of the things that has surprised me the most is, the appreciation of how far you have come. And it's, it just that empowered, you feel more empowered. You feel that, as you said, you're in control, and you recognize that you have to be happy within yourself to be able to be happy with others. And I think that our husbands also know that.
Yeah, but I think that it's really interesting to me because it's actually this feeling of prioritizing others. No one's asked us to do that. We've done that ourselves.
Yeah, ourselves.
And I think that, I think we need to stop it, and so it's, being a good mum is not about running yourself into the ground. That's not a good mum.
No.
A good mum in my mind is a happy mum, a vibrant mum. That's, I want a bit of sass, I want, wear whatever you want. Do you know what I mean? Just be and it doesn't matter. Just focus. I implore women to prioritize their mental health, emotional health within themselves.
Yeah.
Not to do with being a good wife or a good mother.
Correct. That's a very important message. Okay, so we only have a few minutes to go, and I really want you to share something. So you've been working on something very special lately. And look, as this goes hand in hand with what we've been talking about, this is the perfect opportunity for you to tell everyone listening here about what you be a little bit. I know that you're not going to disclose it, but just tell us a little bit and tell them what they need to know so they can be the first in. So
thank you, Carolina. So yeah, I'm working on something new, and it's called Friends with Nat, and I'm wanting it's going to be, I want to celebrate my followers, and I want them to feel special, and I want them to feel included, and I want to be friends with them, and I want them to feel my love and appreciation, and I want them to benefit from my account, which they've helped me create. Do you know what I mean, Carolina? It's like, it's because of them.
Exactly.
Yes.
It's a great relationship.
Yes. And so Friends with Nat will be launching not this Thursday, fingers crossed, Carolina, if my website is ready, but the end of next week, I'll be launching Friends with Nat. So to register, which Carolina's been very supportive of, so, it's going to be amazing, guys. It's going to be amazing. But go to friendswithnat.com and you can enter your email address. And my people on my email list will be notified first when we launch with Friends with Nat.
So ladies, do not miss out. Go to the link. And also in our latest EDM, we also included a section there that has the link. So go there and register. I know, this is a beautiful community of women that love to support other women, and that we are all enjoying what you're doing, and we'll benefit from it. And I'm sure that they're going to be really, really happy with what you're planning for them.
Thank you, Carolina. I've just seen a comment. Carolina, can I change the subject, babe, real quick?
Yeah.
Sorry.
For it before.
Can you please verify for me, darling?
Yeah.
As a brand owner, that I am an Australian size 16?
You are. Yes.
A lot of women think that I'm not.
All my text messages with my followers, when they ask me size 16, and I send a screenshot of you, and it's like, Nat, there you go. Go and watch Let Me Try Before You Buy. You cannot get better than that.
I think, so it's really interesting, Carolina, because I think women, because I show shape, that's why I talk about showing shape. When a woman shows shape and defines her body from her breasts to her hips, to her thighs, to her legs, when you have definition and show shape, you will look slimmer.
Yeah.
And so a lot of women, Caroline, there's been a lady on here on the comments thinking that I'm smaller than what I say I am. It's when you show shape, you will look slimmer.
Correct. It's because it's the way, and it's something a little bit different. You're showing a shape, and it's part of that process of feeling comfortable with our body and knowing our body. So then if you know it, if you know what it looks good, then you're not afraid to show it.
That's it, babe.
That's it. Any more comments? Look, they're going all crazy. Any more? Hey, they said, yeah, I think you're the height and even proportion as well as your style tricks. Your height is really good as well, Nat, for followers, and the proportions of your body, you know, and our followers love seeing that, you know, because they can't relate to it. The lady said, sorry, it was a compliment.
No, that's okay. I just want, no, it's totally fine. I just wanted a brand to go, yes, she's a size, because I get it a lot. I get it a lot, babe.
Petite styling, please. My dear ladies, we have now a lot of sizes, extra small, small available. And I mentioned this to you probably last week, that quite a few of your followers now are size extra small, small in our garments, which is a beautiful thing to see, variety as well.
Yeah. It's I think the majority of size ranges across my brand that I sell is 12 to 18. That's the majority of my audience. But yeah, it is. I have size 20, 22 women, and then also some lovely size 6 to 8. So it's nice. I'm so grateful.
Fantastic.
So grateful.
Nat, I know that you have to probably go and pick up the kids, all of you from school, and I cannot be more thankful for this time. I know how busy you are, so thank you. On behalf of the team, the followers, and myself, it's been an absolutely pleasure to launch Coffee with Carolina with you.
Thank you, babe.
Fun. So thank you.
Thank you, babe. Thank you so much for including me. I feel very blessed. So it's been great. It's been fun, babe.
It's been lots of fun, and you've been amazing to me since we met. And yeah, cheers to many, many more things together, and changing in this industry to be more inclusive for everyone.
You're doing awesome, babe. I'm very grateful.
I'm grateful for you, darling. Have a lovely rest of the afternoon, and we'll talk to you soon.
See you, babe. Bye, everyone.
Ciao. Oh my God, that was amazing.